historic victory for supporters of same-sex marriage in today's ruling by the Supreme Court. In one of two decisions handed down today, the Supreme Court struck down the Defense of Marriage Act. Good evening, I'm Renata Steele. Scott is off tonight. Thanks for choosing WENY-HD News at 6. Well, the DOMA decision was a win for 83-year-old Edie Windsor on behalf of all legally married same-sex couples. The High Court ruled DOMA violates gays' equal protection right under the law. The ruling clears the way for legally married same-sex couples to get federal benefits. Now, the vote was divided along ideological lines of 5-4, and outside the Supreme Court in Washington, crowds cheered the decision. That's where WENY Washington Bureau Chief Jacqueline Policastro brings us the story with reaction from lawmakers.
There's been a steady stream of people braving the D.C. heat to come by the Supreme Court today where this huge decision was handed down. A lot of energy from mostly gay marriage supporters. Take a look. Cheering, hugging, waving flags, and holding up Equality Now signs. That's the reaction from gay marriage supporters in front of the Supreme Court today. And then there's reaction from Capitol Hill. Some of our lawmakers speaking out.
It's an important day, and I think the Supreme Court spoke loudly and clearly for what I think is an emerging consensus about same-sex marriage.
Do you think this ruling will eventually maybe motivate the change in Pennsylvania?
It might, but I think often what happens is the Supreme Court decision gets a lot of attention, and then it goes, the issue really goes back to the state level. And I think there'll be a pretty significant debate in Pennsylvania, some of which we've had before over roughly the last decade. This will probably engage it more, but it may take some time.
Most of the senators I talked to say today's decision is a step forward for gay rights. But there are still a lot of questions about how federal benefits will be implemented in states where gay marriage is still not legal, like Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Reporting in Washington, I'm Jacqueline Policastro.
Thank you, Jacqueline.